Good morning, I'm David Smalley with Elves and Angels. I'm here to do an assembly video of Sylvie's kitchen today. First of all, I will show you the parts and then we'll get right into assembling it and see if we can make it even more simple than what it is for you. When you, first of all, let me give you the parts. These are the sides of Sylvie's. On the inside, you'll notice that Elves and Angels trademarked actually. We have grooves in all the sides where different parts go. This will show you where to put it. These are for the bottom shelves. Cooktop, hutch shelves. This track here is for the 1/4-inch plywood back that slides up after you do it, after you get it assembled. So that's what the sides look like. Go over here. This is the cooktop. When you get this cooktop, it will not have these two knobs or the faucet on it. I just simply put it on there right now to save time in the video. After you tighten these down just snug a little bit, what I want you to do, you'll see they don't move. I want you to back off the screw. Put your screwdriver in there, turn it 1/4 of a turn back, like that, back off, and then it spins freely. You do that on all of these, and also before you start assembling, you want to put the knobs on the front door frame. They will be the same thing. You'll get it snug, not not real tight, but just snug so it doesn't move. Put your screwdriver in, and this is what I call backing it off. 1/4 of a turn, like that, spins freely as compared to this. So you want to do those two steps first before you do anything else. These are your oven shelves. There are 2 of them. Rounded side goes towards the front of the kitchen. These are your 2 hutch shelves, rounded side towards the front of the kitchen. This is the top scroll. You'll see a little groove in it. This actually is going to lock into the top hutch shelf of the kitchen. And then if I can reach this one, this is a rear connector. And your upper back will slide into this groove. Your lower back will slide into this one. And this attaches to the side of the kitchen. You'll see as we go along. These are Baltic birch back. We use Baltic birch because it makes simplicity in the assembly of a flat pack, and we're big believers in flat pack. And this is environmentally sound. It's a green piece of plywood, and the bottom back is exactly the same. One has a finish on it, one doesn't. So we'll get right at it here. I'm going to move this a bit out of the way here. That's our door frame. And the first thing we're going to do is take a side and put the cooktop onto it. I don't have a helper here, and you may not either. It's not necessary, but there are things that you can do that will aid you if you're by yourself. I'm going to use a couple pieces of green natural Baltic birch as my helper. I'm going to put them over here. The cooktop, it's going to support the cooktop for me while I line up it with the track on the side. Okay, I'm going to lock it in the front in that groove that I showed you earlier. All right, the first thing I want you to do is on all of your shelves and all your cooktops on all the Elves and Angels kitchens wants to be flush or even with the inside of that 1/4-inch track that accepts the back. You don't want it up in the middle of it because it will keep your back from sliding in. So once you have that right, you put your first screw in. And what this piece of plywood does is it takes the place of someone holding that for you. See, it's there. You could use a magazine, you could use anything that you have. It's just we have Baltic birch. Okay, so I'm going to put this up in here now. Now, if there's a line here or something, we get these as close as we can. Put upward pressure on the underneath and snug it up to the front as good as you can. All right. Now, you've seen me do that. You don't necessarily have to see me. But here's my helper again. Put it under the front of the cooktop. and the other side. So the cooktop, and once again, put that in that track that we provided for you. And like I say, line this up with the inside of that groove in the rear. Don't worry about where it falls in the front. What we've done is given you a little bit of leeway there because we have to provide room for expansion and contraction. This is a product that's cut out in our shop. It's cut out under one condition. Your conditions could be completely different, and it can expand and contract. I need to go down just a hair there. And then I'm going to put the front screw in, and I'll push up just a little bit down there. That's really good when you have a helper there, because you can really get that really tight here. All right. Now I'm going to turn this around. Yes. Okay, that's what it looks like at this point. We'll flip it back like this. Now we're going to put in the door frame. I'll see if I can turn this to the side so you can, I won't be in the way and you can possibly see me do it. Again, the Elves and Angels tracks, everything fits in. Okay, you put it in one side and the other. What you do is you kind of hold it a little bit there. You're snugging it in, and you kind of lose. I use my big belly to push it in with. Even if you don't have one, it'll still work. Okay, so you heard it pop in there. You want to get it all the way to the top. You push at the bottom, push upward, and then you install your first screw. And then so it doesn't drop out on you, you go over to this side, you push it up, hear it pop, install another screw, and I believe there's two more on each side. I'll put those in. We try to do this so that when you get done, you feel like you're a bit of a cabinet maker yourself. These are actually quite simple. There's just a few things that you have to watch for. And I don't have very good use of my hands anymore. All right. That's what Sylvie's looks like with the door frame, the cooktop on. This is what I'm talking about. We leave a little bit of leeway here, okay, because this can expand and can contract. So you never see this, and this is built into the product so that it allows for, if this thing expands, if we have 2 months of wet, moist weather, we send it out, and then you tell us, oh no, it doesn't fit. That's there as a safeguard against having a product that gets out in the field and does not work. So that's what it's there for. It will vary from time to time, but that's actually built in. All right, now we're going to put the hut shelves in. Once again, into the tracks. If you ever get something that you think is too tight, you say, oh, geez, they've got that too tight. Most of the time, unless we make a mistake, we try not to make any mistakes, it's built into the design. If you felt like that shelf was too tight, I'll show you what to do. I showed you how to back off a screw a little bit ago. Back off these two screws, that will pop out and that will drop right in. Most of the time, almost all of the time, probably 99.9% of the time, it's not too long. It's just that you need to do that. And we do it that way so as if there's shrinkage or anything, you don't have a product that has a big open gap in it, which I'm sure you don't want, and we don't want you to have one that way. So we build that into it. We do just as good as we possibly can, excuse me, given the fact that this is a flat pack. This actually is made by hand. And almost nobody, I don't actually know anyone that makes them like this. Some of them are machined by CNCs. This is an absolutely handmade product, and never doubt it. It's mostly done on that machine right over there. All right, and we're going to screw this in. This is one of those places that sometimes I wouldn't even screw that in all the way, actually. Now we're going to go on with the top scroll. And again, this groove is going to go into there. All right, this is great. I'm glad this works out this way. All right, if someone looked at this, they'd say, oh, Elves and Angels made that too long. We didn't, you see? Okay, it's hitting right there. If you ever have that, try this first. Push with your thumbs. Oh, there we go. We're in. And then just go like this. You push that down until the groove's there. This goes like that. But if you think it's too tight, back off that screw. Watch this. Okay, I just backed it off. All right. So I back it off in order for that to fit down in there nicely. And we're going to turn around like this. We're in that groove. This you just push down like that. Let me see here. Yeah. And we're going to go in here. And then we're going to go do another screw on the other side. This can vary a little bit here. Sometimes it'll be exactly flush. Sometimes it would be out here. Doesn't really affect it. Now, we've got, this is what we look like right now. That's part of Sylvie's right there. Now, we'll put the shelves in. These are the oven shelves. Again, they go in grooves. And here's another place where if you feel like it's too tight, loosen these two screws here on either side. That should drop right down in. I don't even think I'm going to screw in the sides here on this because of that. All right, there I've got the two bottom shelves in. Show you. And this, a lot of storage in there. And then, seems like this video is taking a while. Let me drop it down. Basically what happens here is this is your upper back. It's the smaller back on the Sylvie's, one that goes there. If you ever need to, like if that is bumping there, just get your hand under there and bring it up over like that. Sometimes you can make it a little bit crooked there as you're pushing it up. Try to push it up evenly, and then it works best. Then we're going to go with the rear connector, and I'm going to try to give you a shot of that. As I said, it's grooved there, grooved there. This accepts the upper back. This accepts the lower. So what we do here is, here's another one of those situations. Okay, this one is fine. I'm into the upper back right now. And then there's two screw holes, one on either side. This goes in here like this. Snug it in. Okay, then we're going to put the lower back on. Same thing, it goes in that 1/4 inch track at the end. On the backs of the sides. And then Yes, there you go. Pops right in there. That. And then 2 small screws on the back. The Baltic birch allows us to be able to do this. This would be a very difficult thing to put in, this solid back like this, if you were using pine or something like that that has a curl to it. The back of your kitchen looks like that, looks quite nice. Sylvie's like this. The only thing you've got left to do here now is put in your plugs. I think I've used all my plugs up here, but that's all right. They're birch plugs, we provide them. Take Elmer's glue or any type of glue, put a dab of glue right on there, take your plug, press it in. Also, plugs are susceptible to the weather conditions. Moist, they're going to be swollen. Dry, they might be loose. They could be either way. There's nothing wrong. We haven't drilled anything wrong. Put the plug in there, just give it a little light tap with a hammer, and you're ready to go. These will spin freely when you're done. These will, and that's what Sylvie's looks like. If this is not a surprise for your child, share it with them. Let them help you with it. Let them get the screws for you, get the plugs for you, give you the screwdriver. They'll get amazing joy out of seeing one of their parents or both of their parents be able to actually make something like this. Especially if you're not a woodworker or something. It's one thing if you're a woodworker. They'll be delighted. I guess that's it on Sylvie's. We'd like to thank you for supporting a Maine business, supporting made in the United States, natural product, family product, and for supporting the Elves and Angels and the Smalley family now for it's 26 years now, and we very much appreciate your business. Thank you.